Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Football Friday is here, and we are covering it all. We got college, we got NFL, everything in between. Gianni's going to get us started with the Steam report. Teddy Covers going to join us, break down the Rams and 49ers, as well as BYU Texas Tech, and we're going to do another version of Sell Me. Marco's going to talk about Patriots, Buccaneers, Texas A&M, Missouri, and his sauce of the week. Dan's going to join us at the end, and we're going to go over our Pick 5 Super Contest picks. Thank you for joining us, everyone. No time to waste. Let's bring in Gianni, and let's talk Steam Report. Gianni, it's Friday. We got every sport pretty much except baseball. I know it's busy. Where do you want to start?
Anywhere, brother. Wherever it is, we're just red hot. Another winner on Thursday Night Football, 4% in the NFL. Now I think we're up to 12-2 on those primetime games. And there's the Sunday Night Football. I throw it in there for free. I usually separate the packages, but I gave all Sunday footballs in there. You get the Sunday nights already in there as well. So we can start with the NFL. We can start college. There's college football tonight. Why don't we start there?
Let's start there. What was your 4% play on the game to suck? That thing put football back 40 years.
Honestly, I didn't even watch it. I was doing UFC notes. I didn't even watch it. I just looked at the halftime to see if we're firing at halftime. I saw I was sitting in a good position. And that college basketball, we had like 11 plays, a little more volume than I expected. But yeah, it's just been so good, man. Like this, it's so good when you're getting line value and it turns out the right way. There's no better feeling than that, knowing you're on the right side. Here's what's going on in college football tonight. One-sided action on Houston. That's why that favorite has flipped from Central Florida being the opener as the favorite. Now Houston is the favorite. Good two-way action on the total. That's why you haven't seen much movement there. Tulane, Memphis, I gave you that yesterday. Tulane was one of my premium plays. I gave it to my subscribers. That's actually in that 3-pack or 4-pack for tonight. We gave Tulane out at plus 4.5 for a 4% play. Also in that game, you're seeing over money from the public at about 54. Same thing with USC Northwestern. Balanced action on the side, no surprise, because it's a 2-touchdown spread. There was some sharp money on USC, but they're looking to lay 14 on USC. And then the over is completely one-sided. I'm a little bit surprised it's still sitting at 51. That should climb because it's like every bet on that total from the public's been on the over so far. I'm a little surprised I even see 50.5s out there. So we didn't bet it, or anyone that I share stuff with hasn't bet it, but it seems like there's got to be some sharp opinions on that under. Otherwise, that should have already moved up to 51.5, 52 or higher, just based on the volume that I'm already seeing. It's the late game, but there's already enough volume that usually they'd have bumped it.
We already have our first nice, sweet shirt. Gianni, love the shirt. Dan loves the shirt as well. It's awesome. Let's talk a little bit of college football on Saturday. Any big line moves?
Yeah, here's what I did. I narrowed down 10 of the positions that are legit, where we're not getting buyback. We've got multiple groups on them. Pick and choose what you guys like. One or two of these I think I used as premiums as well, but just signs, because totals, once they move too much, the value is always extracted. Start off 120. This is all Saturday. 123 Tulsa plus 5, plus 4.5. 136 Boston College plus 12 and plus 11. 143 Stanford plus 9 all the way down to plus 8. 150 Rutgers plus 1 and minus 1. 155 Georgia minus 7.5 above that key number. Minus 8, minus 8.5. So they really like Georgia. 159 UAB plus 3, plus 2.5. 178 Colorado State plus 6 all the way down to 5. 179 Kansas plus 6, plus 5.5 and plus 5. Nevada 197 plus 10.5, plus 10 and plus 9.5. And finally, Notre Dame, as Joe likes to call them, Notre Dame minus 25.5, 26.5, and 27. Right now, I can tell you Notre Dame is my 5th power rated team. There's only 4 teams above them that would be favored. That's Ohio State, that's Oregon, that's Alabama, and Indiana. Believe it or not, that 6-2 Notre Dame team would be favored over Texas A&M's, over Georgia's, over Mississippi's, over Texas Tech, even over BYU. Even those undefeated teams, they would be favored over them.
I love it. I agree with you. And Notre Dame team, as you call it, it is.
They're going to get in the playoffs. Good. Watch.
Oh yeah, they will. Yeah, absolutely, they will. Yeah. A couple things happen, and they'll be in there, and
as long as
they'll probably be favorites. They'll probably be favorites. They'll like sneak in and then be favorites because the betting markets tell you the truth and tell you what's going on. So let's move to NFL. Any lines, any movement that we're seeing? Was your play the under last night?
Couple moves real quick, and I'm going to share with you a shocker. I want to see what the viewers think of this. My updated NFL power ratings, my new number 1 team that would be favored over everyone else on a neutral field, Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. All right. I see it. Yeah, I believe it 100%. One loss doesn't. They do this all, especially if it's playoffs.
Power rating wise, not ranking wise. Like they're top 10, but power rated wise, yes. The Chiefs. But here's some moves for you guys. Indianapolis, that's the game over there in Europe. They laid 5.5. They laid 6 as well. I know John Murray even said they hit Westgate with that. So they like Indianapolis to bounce back. 253 Cleveland +1. 259 Jacksonville +3, +2.5, all the way down to like +1.5. They just kept taking Jacksonville. The Rams 271. They took the Rams at -3 and 3.5. The Steelers +4.5 was the look ahead. They really messed that one up. They hit that look ahead at 4.5 down to 3.5, and then hit that as well. They also went under 46.5, 45.5, and 45 in that Sunday night game. Monday night, they took the Eagles laying 20 cents to get that +3 on Philadelphia on Monday night. And another total for you, I'll give you this one because I'm seeing a lot of over money from the public. Arizona, Seattle, public's going over. Sharps went under 45.5.
What was that look ahead line? You talk about the Steelers and Chargers?
4.5.
Okay. All right. So what? They're all over the Steelers?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Makes sense. Chargers got those injuries, the offensive line. Yeah, I get it.
Last year I had San Fran future. They all got injured. This year, Chargers future, they're all injured.
Oh, that Chargers team was awesome. They have those offensive linemen. Oh, they're great. That offense is really, there's some startling numbers about Herbert and the lack of time he has to throw when Joe Alt plays and when he doesn't play. So we'll see. Well, Pittsburgh's defense looked pretty good last week. We'll see if they fix something. So I'm with you. I love the Chargers. I'm rooting for them. They've been great props. Cashing props on Justin Herbert. Passing props have been really good. So anything in hockey or basketball?
I could give you 3 quick college basketball steam moves. A guy that I share information with, his group bet. We haven't bet college basketball yet today, the guys I'm working with. I'm like, what's going on? But we did bet an NBA game. 4%, the strongest bet on the board because I liked it. And then 2 different groups hit the same side. I'm like, yeah, I'm narrowing that down. Just one bet in NBA. But they did steam SIU Edwardsville +7. That's still on the board because they saw some resistance there. That game goes off, I think, in an hour and a half. Later on today, 679 Georgetown +6. And then Valparaiso +33. Big dog Valpo. And then in the NBA, 537 Cleveland -12.5. 542 Atlanta, Pick'em, and money line -1 and -2. 554 Milwaukee -3.5 and 4. And finally, 555 Cleveland -9 and 10. So not a lot of volume. Sorry, Oklahoma City, not Cleveland, Oklahoma City, -9.5 and 10. Not a lot of volume, but those are legit moves in college basketball and in the NBA.
Okay. What was the first play you said?
In the NBA, it was Cleveland. Cleveland -12.5, 537. And college basketball's SIU Edwardsville that goes off this morning.
Okay. All right.
I don't like Edwardsville myself, so I didn't use it.
I've come to a couple conclusions in UFC. We'll close out with a little UFC talk.
Yes,
I
please.
have Josh Hokett by finish.
Okay.
I think he steamrolls this guy. These grapplers that come in and try and be mixed martial artists, it works until you fight a legit guy. I've seen this. I've seen him in his grapple, and he's not even that great grapple. I think Hokett runs through him. I got that one by finish. That's going to be in a part.
Let me throw two dogs at you and tell me your opinion, because I haven't used them, but I was trying to get confirmation because sharp sides. I just don't have a strong opinion to Tisha Pennington and where the other and Barcelos.
Tisha Pennington, yeah, it's dog or pass. Both of those, dog or pass. Those lines are out of whack.
That's what the plus EV guys think. That's dog or pass.
Yeah, you got Barcelos who's on the special vitamins. You're not betting against him, and then you got Tisha Pennington wins rounds because she like screams.
Yeah.
Like she's one of the best at throwing punches that don't land, but she's like, yeah, and everyone's like, oh, she must be landing punches, and then they don't, and then they just like give her the round. So you always want to be on that side. So, all right, Gianni, what do you have up for everyone?
All right, I told you when we're free rolling and we got house money, we're going to look to do some damage. Already tonight, I isolated just the strongest NBA game on the board, one strong 4%. That package is up there. I have a 3-pack in college football for tonight. You know how them primetime games have done for us. Saturday, college football, MMA package as well. No 5%. It's not necessary. The 4% went 5-1 last week. They did just as well in the NFL. So we're going to keep rolling with that. Sunday NFL package is also up. And like I said, I added the Sunday night game since I confirmed position that I like. And we're just going to turn in another winning weekend. And again, college basketball has started out just like college football. So get on board. And don't forget, Steam Room is Sunday. I'll be back for last call on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. Best of luck to you, Andy, and your subscribers, and everyone else coming up to share their information today.
Thanks, Gianni. Have a great weekend. Can't wait to see you again on Monday. Hopefully we got a bunch of cashed tickets. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, Rob. Instant classic, that Broncos Raiders. Instant classic. David, Pennington's a boring fighter. Yes, but she does win, and when you're getting plus money, it's no better time to bet on a fighter when they sneak out those rounds and you're getting plus 145 on a fight that really should be close to a pick 'em. Not much for me last night. Lost a small prop on Cortland Sutton over his receiving. Pretty obvious there was going to be no offense in that one. Split in NHL, so not exciting. NFL props pack is up. If you haven't locked that in, you get all of our plays Sunday and Monday. We've got 3 NBA plays that are up, but again, don't buy the package, buy 7 days. It's marked down to $69. You're going to get NBA and NHL play. So don't buy the package, buy a week. Give us a week to see what we can do for you in the props market. 12-6 in the NBA this season. So really, really off to a good start. And we've got a UFC pack that is up. There's going to be 2 plays in that one. All right, let's bring in Teddy Covers. While we're doing that, guys, please, algorithm boost, hit the like button while you're sitting here watching. We got tons of great information on Football Friday. Happy Friday, Teddy. How are you?
Happy Friday, Andy. Nice to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's start with college football. Let's talk this BYU Texas Tech. Interesting game. 2 top 10 ranked teams. I believe you could say pretty big playoff implications. And just looking up on the game, just the same question keeps coming up. Is this BYU team for real? And it's like, that's kind of the question coming into it. So what's your take on this game?
Well, this game will help explain why bettors pay absolutely no attention to the rankings. By the sharp bettors. BYU came out in the first initial college football playoff rankings. They're ranked higher than Texas Tech, which is certainly something that I'm sure Texas Tech will notice. And yet, even with BYU ranked as the higher team in the initial ratings, here's Texas Tech. They're not just laying a little bit. Looking at my Odds Logic live odds screen right now, I'm seeing more 10.5s than 10s out there for the Red Raiders. Total sitting at 51.5/52.5, depending on where you bet it. And that's not a sharp square divide. by the way, for that total. I'm seeing sharp books at 51.5, I'm seeing sharp books at 52.5. It's just a little bit of randomness on that total right now. But yeah, BYU ranked 7th, just one of 4 unbeaten teams still remaining. They had the win against Utah, obviously, and a team that has certainly shown the ability to win in hostile environments like what they're going to see this weekend. But when it comes to betting market respect, BYU hasn't gotten it at any point this season, and the markets aren't giving it to them in this game either. Why? Well, let's start with this. Texas Tech's really freaking good. And the markets know that, and the markets have been respecting the Red Raiders all year. And all Texas Tech has done is take care of business. Now, we know what the recruiting class did this past offseason. We know what the defense has done for Texas Tech. And one of the strengths that BYU usually has, we saw it very much on display in their win, their come-from-behind win at Iowa State a couple of weeks ago. The Cougars don't have your traditional player developmental systems. You've got a bunch of kids that come in and they have a mission. They have a 2-year mission that they have to go on. So what happens for BYU is that you get older kids. The older kids are more physically mature. And that leads to strength in the trenches for BYU. And they're able to blow bad teams off the football on both sides of the ball. That's been the essence of their success this season is, Bachmeier's been good at QB. Yeah, the receivers have made some plays. But their strength in the trenches has been the absolute difference. Think back to the Utah game where the Utes got stopped again and again in those short yardage situations. They're big. They're physical. They're a little bit older than many of the kids they face, and that gives them a legit edge against most teams. I'm not convinced it gives them any edge against Texas Tech because the success of the Red Raiders this year, we talk a lot about the skill position talent for Texas Tech. We talk about the quarterback. Listen, they've had, QB injuries all season. But the real strength of the Red Raiders has been in the trenches, particularly on the defense side of football. This defense is nasty. And this defense has blown up one line of scrimmage after the next all season long. Again, look at the total. We're looking at 51.5, 52.5. Better. The markets aren't expecting a shootout in this one. They're not expecting a wild up and down affair. They're expecting the defenses to control the flow. I do too. I lean under in this ball game, and I certainly lean Texas Tech. That being said, I've lost betting against this BYU team already this season enough that I'm not excited about stepping in front of them. But I feel like one game they're going to get smashed, and this one may well be that game. And the fact they're ranked higher than Texas Tech right now is another reason to think that. The betting market certainly think it. Lean favorite, lean under for Cougars, Red Raiders. Early start Saturday.
All right, Teddy, we've got a really great comment on our YouTube shorts from Common Sense. He says, I'll buy the package if you give me a winning play in the Houston UCF game tonight. All right, quick pick in that one, Teddy.
I can only take Houston in that game. We talk about what the betting markets respect and what they don't respect. This is very clear. The betting markets have not respected Houston at any point this season. They haven't looked at the Cougars and say, we love this statistical profile. They haven't looked at the Cougars and say, hey, this team's real. All they've said is, Houston, meh. And I have no problems in situations where teams that I've seen enough to think they're pretty good and the betting markets are meh. Houston or pass for me. I get that maybe a circle the wagons game for UCF, but I'm not sure it's circle the wagons this year. They're rough. And the bounce house isn't what it was, in the heyday. Friday night national TV game at the bounce house was a big deal. In 2025, less of a big deal with this UCF.
It's a little deflated bounce house. It's like the bounce house as the air is kind of being let out of it at the end of the birthday party.
Yeah. You don't want it flying off and injuring people.
Yes, I agree with you. It's Houston or pass. I'll play for some fun. I'll take the under. That UCF team was awful last week. Turnovers galore. Couldn't get anything going. So Teddy's got Houston. I'll take the under on that one, and we'll ask Marco coming up what his opinion on the game is. So awesome stuff, Common Sense. Appreciate you, and thanks for taking the time to comment and like the video. All right, Teddy, let's move to the NFL. Great kind of rivalry. I think we can call this a rivalry. Rams 49ers. Always interesting coaching matchup between these two. What's your breakdown of the Rams and 49ers?
Yeah, so, I mean, the Rams tied for the best record in the NFC. One of 4 teams tied for the best record in the NFC. The 49ers just a half game behind. We've seen this series be a dog series, to put it mildly. The last 10 meetings, last 10 times between these two division rivals. You know what the largest favorite to cover was? -1. Okay. Dog 8-2 in the last 10 meetings. None of the 5 meetings since 2023 have been decided by more than a touchdown. They've been all tight games, one after the next, just like the first meeting between these two teams this year. You know, it's hard to lay points in this environment, given A, the success of the Dogs in this series, and B, the success Shanahan has had against McVay. You know, again, the series history, everything's pointing towards San Francisco in this ballgame, except one factor. And that's LA's the better team. You know, they're really the better team. And LA's in revenge. They lost 26-23 in overtime in October. Yards per play in that game that the Rams lost to the 49ers. LA, 7.1 yards per play. San Fran, 4.9. But what happened? San Fran went 3 for 3 on 4th down. LA finished -2 in turnovers. And then in overtime, LA went for it on 4th down and didn't make it instead of going for the tying field goal. And it's worth noting, both Rams losses this year, they've had a chance to win at the end. Well, remember the other one in Philadelphia where they had the game-winning field goal attempt brought back the other way on the final play of the game. San Fran was the only other loss they've had this season. It's a loss that they're certainly going to remember. And, of course, Matthew Stafford leads the NFL in touchdown passes, second in the NFC with more than 2,100 passing yards. You know, you read the quotes from Sean McVay. I think he's pushing the ball. He's understanding situationally, though, what's the right way to be able to play it. I have total confidence in where you can call the game through him. He's done a great job of taking care of the football. San Fran has alternated wins and losses each of the last 7 ball games. You know, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And that's what you expect from a team that has the type of injury situation that San Fran has. Maybe it's better than we expect from a team like that has the injury situation that the 49ers have had. You know, it's been ugly for San Francisco in that regard, and it's not really getting all that much better. You know, Brock Purdy's not going to play here. One of many 49ers who have been injured. And, of course, San Fran is coming off a nice win. Again, they were very unhappy with the way they played the previous week. They went and faced the Giants last week and beat a bad team by margin on the road. Now they got to face a good team. When it comes to home field edge, I don't look at the 49ers as having a big home field edge in the modern era. I know this one's at home. They won in LA. I think LA can win here. But it's hard to lay points in this series. This is the slightest of leans. You know, this is not a bet. This is not a game that I'm going to bet on. But I can only take the Rams in this one. The Rams are the better. Even with the series history, the way LA lost the first meeting, the fact that LA is the better of these two teams, the fact that the Rams could easily be 8-0 right now. We can talk about them in a very different point spread range. But it's been all sharp money for LA this week. I don't disagree with that. I would think we'll see a focused quality performance from the better squad. Rams are pass for this better on Sunday.
This is interesting. This made my Pick 5 Super Contest card that I do on Bet Online. I actually took the points with the 49ers. I'm just playing the trend of how the series has gone. It's just like when you get points in this series, I just kind of take it. Dan made an incredible call on the Thursday night game, not getting burned in Survivor by the last Thursday night game. So yeah, I'll roll the dice and take the points in that one. So, but I can't say it's like the strongest opinion of the week for sure in that one. All right, let's do Sell Me. But before we do that, Teddy, tell everyone what we have up for clients over at WagerTalk.
Sure. I mean, it's multi-sport season, man. It's November. We got NBA up for tonight. We got college football up tonight. We got NFL up for Sunday. The card will continue to be loaded throughout the course of the day. So you'll have the full college and NFL card loaded before Friday is through. again, visit the website, wagertalk.com. Got my homepage, wt.buzz/TC. I did not have a good weekend last weekend, so pressure's on. I expect to bounce back strong.
All right, Dan, come on in here. It is time for the segment Sell Me. If you haven't watched, first off, thank you for joining. If this is your first time watching, this is how the segment works. Dan randomly picks an NFL game, and then he gives Teddy a team and me a team, and we have to impromptu style try and sell Dan on why our team is going to cover the spread. So, Dan, I'm not in Survivor anymore, so you can't give me a team that I'm going against. So let's see the team, or let's see the game that you've picked here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we have some great games this week. We got that Sunday night football game, Pittsburgh and LA Chargers, Rams game that Teddy was just talking about. Coming up, Marco's going to be talking this Bucks game against New England. So really all of those pale in comparison to this matchup, gentlemen. And that is the Cleveland Browns and the New York Football Jets. So this one opens up. The Jets are favored. What? The Jets are favored, and then they trade essentially their entire team, and now you're seeing the Cleveland Browns as 2-point road chalk. So, gentlemen, I think this is the first edition of Sell Me in which I don't want either of these sides, but somebody has to sell me on a side. Teddy, the line moved with you because you are breaking down why the Cleveland Browns and that solid defense should be road chalk, despite the fact that Dylan Gabriel is still their quarterback. And Andy Lang, you're going to have to try and sell me on a New York Jets team that, they're the Jets. I mean, there's not much more I can say than they are the Jets. Teddy, road chalk. We're laying it with the Cleveland Browns. At least that's what you have to sell me on.
Oh, Cleveland, making the case for Cleveland's easy. I'm glad you didn't have to give me the Jets in this ballgame, but this is real simple. Two teams coming off a bye week. Cleveland went into the bye off a really, really crappy showing. They went to New England, and it was ugly. They fell behind. And actually, they played a good first half, and then by midway through the first quarter, it was blowout central against them. So you have a bad team, off a loss going into the bye. Now they're home chalk against an equally bad team, maybe worse team, coming off a win and going into the bye. The last thing you want is a miserable team that just said, we did it. We got our win. Let's go take 2 weeks off. And that's the situation you're going to find the Jets in for this one. So Cleveland has a defense that we trust. They're not a team that can fall behind and rally back, but the good thing is they're facing the Jets offense. Browns, clear choice for this better.
Well, Andy, it's not an easy task you have, but at least the Browns don't know how to scout the Jets. Their defense looks completely different. So the element of surprise, Andy, sell me on the New York Jets.
I'm going to take the same stand. This is an easy case to make for the Jets. A lot of momentum coming off of a win, but I'm throwing all stats and breakdowns out the window. One of my good friends, Jim, diehard Jets fan, his entire family. This would be the Jetsiest thing ever for them to trade their entire team to get a better draft pick and then win. It would be the most Jets thing to do ever. I'm looking at their schedule. They got Browns. They're not going to win at Patriots, not going to win at Ravens, not going to win Falcons. They got the Dolphins at home. It would be the Jetsiest thing ever for them to beat the Dolphins. They're not going to win at Jags. They're at Saints. It would be the Jetsiest thing for them to win at the Saints. I got them winning 3 games to completely ruin their plan, and then they're going to screw up the draft, and then they'll go, why did we trade everybody? Jets money line.
Wow. Well, RJ Arsenault saying unwatchable, unbettable. We're not talking about the Thursday night football game anymore, RJ. We're on to this next game of the Browns and the Jets, and Titans following in that same thought for you, Andy. Just traded their best players. Just watch. Major question marks, guys. Which one were you sold on? A favorite that is no longer a favorite. One of my favorite segments of the week, though, that always cashes, is Sell Me. So, Teddy, thank you, my friend, and best of luck this week, man.
Cheers. Thank you. I'll take all the luck I can get, brother.
Thanks, Teddy. Teddy covers everybody. Some of the best breakdowns in the business. Thank you, Adrian. Yes, give me the money. Listen, I'm telling you guys.
It does feel very Jets-like.
This is like this was like when my buddy Jim was super excited that the Jets were going to draft Tyler Warren, because he's like, we need a really good explosive player, and they drafted some lineman, and then Warren ends up being this amazing tight. It's just classic Jets. They cannot get out of their own way. Even when they do something smart.
How do they win this? How do they win this game? Because they're the Jets. Yeah.
It'll be like a pick six, a fumble on a kickoff. It's so Jets and they'll do it right after they trade everybody. That's going to be the best. Like, hey, we made some smart moves. We got a bunch of draft picks. Let's win a game right
and
after.
For what it's worth, when he's saying, it's unbettable, but yes, we like this Browns defense. This Browns defense is great, but against the pass, they're a little bit susceptible. Now, I know that it's Justin Fields who's throwing the ball, but Garrett Wilson may be back in this game. You have Breece Hall, who he didn't get traded, so now he's auditioning for his next role. He's a good receiving back that the Browns sometimes have fits with. So, Andy, I kind of gave you the side of the way that I lean. I'm not laying points with either of these teams, right? So it was just give me the dog. So
absolutely. All right, RJ, Panthers with the points. I'm assuming you're talking Carolina Panthers, Florida Panthers. Which Panther? There's a lot of Panthers. There's a lot of teams.
There are a lot of Panthers.
Panthers and Wildcats and Tigers. Now that we got all these sports. Going. We gotta be specific which sports we're talking about. So, Frank brings up the Jets would have gotten Trevor Lawrence if they didn't win. Remember when the Texans, Lovie Smith's last game, they won a random game that they had no business winning. It happens.
Why are we acting like Trevor Lawrence is some prize that they really missed out on, though? You know what I mean?
That's true. Could have ruined their franchise. It could have gotten worse. So, because Trevor Lawrence at least gives you hope, and then it's just a massive Jacksonville disappointment. So, all right, let's bring on Marco. We're going to talk some Patriots, Bucks, Texas A&M, Missouri, and his sauce of the week. Marco, happy Friday and happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Looking forward to keeping this winning streak going for the birthday. It's been quite a run the last 8 days.
It's awesome when you win on your birthday. It's just like the best feeling ever. We're going to get into your winning streak, but Patriots and Bucks. This one actually, I think, made my card for the pick six or pick five contest. I got a strong opinion on this game, and I'm interested in what your take is and see if we came to the same conclusion here. Bucks are -2.5 over under 48. What's your breakdown of this game?
Well, when you look at this game, automatically you're looking and seeing that New England, hottest team in the NFL, they've rolled off 6 in a row. And New England has been doing it both offensively and defensively. Only one team has scored more than 23 points against New England this year. But it's got to be noted that, Tampa's played the tougher schedule to date. Tampa's right behind them at 6-2. And the 2 losses were to Philadelphia and at Detroit on a Monday night game. So no shame there. Tampa comes in off their bye week. If there's ever a team that needed the bye week at the right time, I think that was Tampa. This is a team that's been banged up all season, and they keep finding ways to win. And that, goes right to their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. What a season he's had. He's played, hurt at times, but yet he's such a warrior, and they feed off of him. You look at it, Tampa is a defense that forces turnovers. Last 4 games, they have forced 10 turnovers, and that's been key in a lot of their wins. Now, the Pats generally take care of the football, but in the last 2 games, they've got 4 turnovers, 2 by fumble, 2 interceptions. Drake May, what can you say? He came in middle of the season last year, took over at quarterback, and really has never looked back. And if you want to say from the rookie crop last year, he's probably performed the best moving into the second season. We always talk about that sophomore jinx. He hasn't hit it. He's playing well. I've got to be impressed with him. And let's be honest. Is there a teaser this week that looks better than taking New England plus the points? New England, at that 2.5 number, that's the perfect teaser. You got a low total, tease them up over the touchdown. That looks just way too good to pass up. And I'll be honest, I'm tempted to take it. But I got to tell you, this Tampa Bay team coming off the bye, Baker Mayfield, he just something about that swagger he brings to this team, playing at home. I think they find a way to get the job done. We're getting a number that is under a field goal, and even though that's the trigger point for the teaser, for me, it's the trigger point for the straight bet. Getting Tampa at home under a field goal, that's the way I'm going to line up. It's Tampa Bay for me. Great season for New England. Hats off to Vrabel, first year coach in New England. Should have been probably the guy hired last year, but they got it right this year. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one.
I'm with you. I got to the same exact conclusion. I can't get over this Keyshawn Boutte and Ramondre Stevenson injuries. Without Boutte in there, they cannot stretch the field. And this is a Tampa Bay team that has a really good rush defense, and it's going to be easier to defend the pass. I agree completely with you. I got there the exact same way, and this definitely made the super contest picks for me. So glad we're on the same side in that one. All right, Texas A&M versus Missouri. Is this right, Marco? Am I reading that Missouri is down to their third string quarterback, that they're just like all banged up there? I mean, if that's true, God, what a tough spot. Fantastic defense, Texas A&M. They're 7-point favorites. What's your breakdown on this one?
Yeah, they lost Bo Priblio last week. He's out for the season. Matt Zollers comes in, gets the start. True freshman, and this is going to be the last true freshman to start a game at quarterback for Missouri. You got to go back to 2015. That quarterback's name, Drew Lock. He finished out the final 8 games of the season that year, and he went on to do okay at Missouri, if you remember correctly. Both teams are coming off a bye last week. Now, obviously, because of the injury to Missouri, them having the bye week is going to benefit them more because that gives them 2 weeks to work the new quarterback in. Matt Zollers, there's things that he does. The coaching staff's high on it, gives them an advantage because there's not a lot of film on him. And what film there is on him, remember, when he got into games, it was either in a mop-up role or a blowout, and they're running the game plan that was for the other quarterback. Now you've got 2 weeks to work on his strengths, have a game plan that complements those strengths, and Texas A&M doesn't really know what to expect yet. If he can deliver, Missouri's got a great shot in this game. Why? Because have you looked at this Missouri defense? This defense is for real. 242 yards per game. That's all they're allowing. And going back to the quarterback, what do we always say? If you've got a running game, you're going to make good, an average quarterback good. If you've got a good quarterback, you're going to make him great if you got a good running game. Well, Missouri runs at 5.3 yards per play, 236 yards per game. If they can get the running game going in this one, it's going to help them out. They can stay in this game. And now let's look at Texas A&M. There's not a lot that you can say bad about Texas A&M. They're undefeated. They're third ranked in the country. But when you've got a team that's in uncharted water, and Texas A&M hasn't been this relevant for a long time, and being undefeated this late in the season, you start to get that weight, that you're carrying, that undefeated season, the national playoffs, the national championship. And sometimes, and I'm not going to say it's going to happen for sure, but we've seen it all too many times, the later you get in a season with these teams that haven't been there before, all of a sudden you start to play not to lose instead of playing to win. And that's not what you want to do, laying a touchdown on the road. I'm going to go ahead and go with Missouri plus the points here. I think they keep this one close, and it comes right down to the end. And remember, this defense, remember what they did at home in that game against Alabama. It was a 3-point game. They did get a touchdown late to cut it to 3, but there was a controversial call earlier in that game, in the Alabama game, that cost Missouri. I think they can stay with A&M in this one. Let's go ahead and take Missouri plus the points.
Wow. All right. A lot of faith in this quarterback, huh? All right. Well, Marco, we do the sauce of the week. You pick your favorite wing sauce of the week and compare it to a player or a coach or a team. What's the sauce of the week, and who are we comparing it to?
Well, I'm going to save the sauce of the week because I've created my own sauce because you'll see at the end why. The coach that we're going to talk about this week is Demeco Ryans of the Houston Texans. Okay. And full disclosure, I had a play on Houston last Sunday. Okay. So I got a little taste in my mouth that I didn't like. All right. And why I didn't like it. Okay. Let's go to the late first quarter. First and goal at the 1. Run up the middle, no gain. Second and goal at the 1. Run up the middle, no gain. Oh, and by the way, my other pet peeve, everybody's bunched up. They've got all 11 offensive players right there bunched up at the middle of the field, which just absolutely drives me crazy when coaches do that. Spread the field a little bit. I don't care if you want to run the football, but spread the field to give you some lanes. And third and goal at the 1, we're going to change it. We're going to run to the right, off tackle. No gain. Fourth and goal at the 1. We're going for it because we have just dominated the last 3 downs. Oh, false start. Now we got to kick the field goal. Okay, 3-0, all good. Fast forward to the second quarter. Now, in the first quarter, C.J. Stroud was the quarterback for that drive. Second quarter, we've got Davis Mills because C.J. Stroud has been knocked out of the game. Midway through the second quarter, first and goal at the 2. Run to the right, no gain. Second and goal at the 2. 10-yard holding penalty. So we back them up 10. Now it's second and goal at the 12. Run to the right, 1-yard gain. Third and goal at the 11, sacked for a 12-yard loss. We've had now 6 plays we started inside the 2-yard line, and we've lost 15 yards. All right, that's good. We kick a field goal. We're up 6-0, but then we end up losing 7-6. Fast forward to the 2-minute warning of the first half. It's 3rd and 9 at the Denver 28. You throw a pass, you gain 8 yards. It's 4th and 1. Clock is running. What is a coach going to do here? 4th and 1. Well, he gets time to think about it because there's a timeout. Timeout's not by the Demeco Ryans. Sean Payton calls the timeout because he knows this gutless mother no bowl SOB is going to kick the field goal. Okay? He is going to call timeout so he has 1:55 left to work with the clock. What's the Ryans do? Yeah, he sends the field goal unit out like a putz, and he's going to kick the field goal because we got to take the lead, 9-7, What he's supposed to do in that spot after the opposing coach, has no respect for your offense and calls timeout when you've got the ball on a 4th and 1, is you're supposed to send your offense back out there, get the first down, and then wave to Sean Payton on the other sideline. Thanks for the extra timeout. No, they kicked the field goal. Everything about what he did in this game absolutely drove me crazy. They lost the game they never should have lost. So for your sauce, I can't use the same sauce twice. So we've renamed the sauce so that we can do it. I want to introduce my new sauce. I'm going to trademark it. BW3, get in touch with me. I'll let you know. It's a simple sauce. It's nothing. It's a jar of nothing. No salt, no pepper, no spice. It is the James Franklin sauce. It's all yours. That's it.
Just a jar of air. I was like, is he going dry rub? What's he going with? It's just, but you did it. Jar of air. I love it. I love it. Great stuff, Marco. Everything about that game from Demeco Ryans was just like all time. It was like you can't make it worse. Oh yes, you can. That's not going on his resume as his best moment. All right, Marco. What do you have up? And I'm guessing it's not including a play on the Texans this week. What do you have up? What do you have up for everyone at WagerTalk?
Yeah, guys. Well, we talked about it is my birthday, and we do it every year, guys. It's the annual birthday bash. We offer the 7-day package. It's just $64. You're going to get 7 days, but not if you've been doing the Weekend Warrior, which has been one of our most popular packages, and you know the value of the Weekend Warrior, $49, you get all the college, all the NFL. That's still out there. And if we have a Monday night play, you get that as well. Why do that? Where for $15 more, you can get 7 days, but not only the football, basketball, hockey. We got college basketball started. I had my first college basketball play last night. Had an outright winner with an 8-point underdog. Hometown team, Robert Morris. Yeah, that's the beauty of college basketball. You can get to, small schools and find inefficiencies in the market. Join me this week. We've got a 5% play coming this weekend. We nailed our 5% last week. Now 35-16 since February of 2024 with those plays. Texas Tech was our 5% play last week. Please don't tell Kelly I had Texas Tech against Kansas State. She'll yell at me. But we cashed the ticket on that one. Join me. We're on a 13-3 run the last 8 days. $64. Head over to WagerTalk.com or go straight to my homepage, WTBuzz.com/MD.
All right. Happy birthday, Marco. Go grab that birthday bash. Celebrate with some winners. Have fun, Marco. Enjoy your weekend. Can't wait to see you next week for Football Friday. All right. We have a bet that is official in the chat. Myself and Titans CT, we are going head-to-head. I have the Bucks -2.5. He has the Pats +2.5. If the Pats cover, he gets free 3-day pass. If the Bucks cover, he gets a package of his choice. NFL props, 3-day pass, whatever. So thank you, Titans. Always a lot of fun. Gonna warn you though, Titans. I'm 2-0 on head-to-head bets. So watch out. You might be going up against a wagon here. So all right, let's do all around the world. Let's hope this is a wagon today. That is not
long graphic because I don't think the Dodgers and Blue Jays are playing tonight, Andy. Give me it's Football Friday, and I look up and I go, oh wait, Dodgers, Yamamoto. I don't think we're gonna cash a Yamamoto bet today. Yeah.
No.
Let's try this one, Andy. How about this?
There
one?
you
this
go.
One looks a little better.
All right, let's do a player prop, and let's go to the NBA, and let's do Sam Merrill over 9.5 points. This actually made the client card here. So here's what I'm seeing with Sam Merrill. So Garland is back, and he's coming off the bench, but he's like the only guy on the bench because Dean Wade is out. They got another injury. He's gone over every game this season. Lonzo Ball is not going to play tonight, and the last game that the Cavs played, the bench scored 21 points. He scored 14 of them in 27 minutes. So he's getting real minutes. He's shooting fantastic from the three-point line, and he gets an absolutely fantastic matchup against the Wizards, who are like last in points allowed, field goals, 25th in three-point defense. So take Sam Merrill coming off the bench for Cleveland, have a nice game. And if this is a blowout, he may see extra minutes in the fourth quarter. All right, that's actually supposed to say 3.5, I think, on Memphis. Memphis -3.5. Sorry about that, guys. Memphis is 8-1 this season, money line and ATS. Tulane's coming off a bad loss against UTSA. They gave up a ton of points. And this coach, there's rumors that he may move to another team, and he complete lack of attention to detail in question. This was from Drew Martin, and he said, be careful, though. Memphis quarterback is questionable. Make sure that the quarterback is going to play. Yes, Ethan, -35, a little aggressive on that one. Punctuation is really, really important in this industry. So you could probably get -35 at a monster plus money there. And then Lions, you're right. This is like the time of year we really have to specify what freaking sport we're talking about. I literally thought we had a football game earlier this week when it was basketball, Duke, Texas. We'll do better at this now that all the sports are coming in. All right, Lions, Commanders, let's do a player prop. Maybe a little obvious, but you have to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown over 79.5 receiving yards. Here's the deal. We've been taking wide receivers against this Commanders defense. They give up 171 receiving yards per game to wide receivers. That's second worst in the NFL, and he has torched the Commanders. Last two games, he's at 116, 137 against this Commanders team. So, let's take Amon-Ra St. Brown to have a big, big week. So, all right, all my football plays are in one pack. That's available at Wager Talk. We have 3 NFL or NBA plays that go off tonight, 12-6 to start the year. You know, I keep saying props are a great way to build the bankroll. Let's do it tonight. We have that 3-day pass. That's $69 for props for NBA and NHL. Highly recommend that. and we got our UFC best bet that is up. We're going to finish with our super contest picks. So Dan, you had a pretty good week last week. I did not. I'm falling behind, so I'm to the point where I need a big week to go over. And you and I are fairly aligned, I believe, in some of our plays.
You actually get a couple of different better lines than we're getting in the Circa contest. So these are Andy's picks, and David Talk also wants our thoughts on Survivor, even though you and I got eliminated on the Bengals 2 weeks ago. So we'll give some Survivor thoughts here. But yeah, Andy, talk about your card here because you and I are sometimes there's ones where we're going head to head. Cardinals are one that just missed for me. I like that play as well. Niners, I was between them and taking 2.5 with the Eagles. We ended up on the Eagles. So I'll let you run down your card, but we're pretty aligned here.
Ravens have to win all of these games. And did you see Wednesday and Thursday? They had no players on their injury report.
Yeah,
None.
They're getting healthy at the right time. And like you said, I mean, Lamar Jackson has straight up stated every single week from here on out's a playoff game for us. And
yes,
although maybe you shouldn't say that, Lamar, because playoff games haven't gone too well for the Ravens. So maybe it's just a really important game for us. We'll say
Poor Lamar. Poor Lamar. No, I this Ravens team is going to be firing on all cylinders. Ignore all the stats. But that was before the bye week. This is go time for them. I'm not sold on the Vikings. Buccaneers, we went over that one. And yeah, the Cardinals team. I was looking up their defense is shockingly good. And talk about rejuvenated with Jacoby Brissett. What an indictment on Kyler Murray that Monday night game was. All of a sudden, Harrison Jr. looks like the real deal. So plus 6.5 is a lot of points here.
Yeah, great Lions, high spot on the Seahawks too. I mean, the difference is the Cardinals won. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys. So, you could argue, it's a buying high on them as well. But hard to argue buying a team high when you're getting 6.5 against a Seahawks team who people are now talking, MVP favorite for Darnold, Super Bowl favorite. And I'm not quite there yet. And this is at the Seahawks. Something you can't ignore about this Seahawks team is I think under Mike McDonald, they're like 7-10 at home. They do their best work when they're on the road, which is surprising and kind of atypical with what you think when you think of the Seahawks team. But the home road dichotomy with that team can't be ignored. This line should maybe be closer to like 3.5, not 6.5.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to lay the big number with the Lions. I don't trust Mariota at all. This Commanders team, it's just a year from hell. It started with that contract dispute with Terry McLaurin. That should have just let you know this was a year from hell. Dan Campbell's record off a loss is absolutely fantastic. I'm not scared of them to lay the wood on this one. And you said it when you talked about that Thursday game between 49ers and Rams. I don't care who's playing. When these two coaches go up against each other, if I'm getting 4.5 on either side, I'm just taking it. So I'm just taking the points. So Ravens, Bucks, Cardinals, Lions, and 49ers. That's what I'm doing. And are you recording a show later?
Yeah, so the show we're actually recording in about 7 minutes, myself and Adam Rosenberg. So you get the sneak peek. I guess you don't even have to watch the show since you're seeing our 5 picks here. But we have really great analysis. We have really great trends that you can share with your buddies at the bar. It makes you sound smart. So check out the Let's Make Millions show. These are our Week 10 picks. And Andy, San Francisco just missed for me. Another thing. Under Shanahan, Shanahan's really had the leg up on McVay. I think that's well documented. But as a divisional home dog, 6-4 straight up, 8-2 against the number. It's just a really good bet to take points at home in division under Kyle Shanahan. Jacksonville. For me, this was the case of when Houston came out and they were the favorite. We've now seen it flip because it's going to be Davis Mills. It was the wrong team favorite. Jacksonville, for all of their flaws, should be the team favorite in this game. Sexy little stat here for you. Houston's been really good at home. We like betting on Houston at home. But under Demeco Ryans, when they're finishing up a home stand, it's a really bad spot for them. 1-3 against the spread in their 3rd straight home game. It's when they get a little bit too comfortable. It kind of makes sense when you think about it that way. I'm with you. I have to lay the extra hook, but I think Baltimore wins this one by margin. You talk all about J.J. McCarthy, how great he looks. How he has the alter ego number 9. Yeah, if you have to have an alter ego, Andy, to go 14 of 25 for 143 yards, get a new damn alter ego. That's the thought for me. Selling high on Minnesota. Tampa Bay, you gave all the great points there. Tampa Bay coming off a bye here. Really nice sell high. A lot of these are selling high, buying low on some teams. Tampa Bay, think people are forgetting how good they looked and they got healthier. This one is the bet that nobody wants, Andy. Nobody wants to bet the New York Giants, and that's why I want the New York Giants. Berg and I will get into it of why so heavily. This is one of my favorite bets, and I bet Giants on the money line. But are we so sure that the 5-3 Bears are that much better than the 2-7 Giants? The Bears actually are one of two teams in the NFL with a winning record and a negative point differential. They're the only one in the NFC. I think we have a little bit of fool's gold, and congrats on scoring all those points against the Bengals. Andy and I could lead a WagerTalk team and score 30 against the Bengals defense right now with having Ralph Michaels as our slot receiver. So
let's go.
Not too impressed there, Andy. And then for the Birds off of a bye. I know I'm an Eagles fan, Homer, Dan, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be a super square dog. I'm fine with it. This is going to be every teaser leg. I'm fine with it. 5-0 when you're coming off the bye under Nick Sirianni, straight up. And I'm getting points. It's that simple for me. Eagles off a bye. I'm not a believer in this Green Bay team. They're still getting rated like the team who beat up on the Lions in week 1, and they're just not that right now. Take the Birds, take the money line. That's the 5 picks. And Andy, we're coming off a 4-1 week. So we have, out of the 9 weeks, we've only had 3 losing weeks. 2 of them were 2-3. 1 of them was 1-4. Every time we've bounced back. So we were just 4-1. We are 26-19 overall, which is good for the top 95th percentile in the 6,700 people in the contest. So that's what we've been doing and hope we continue it, Andy.
Oh man. Who's starting for Wager Talk? Oh my God! Build a.
Right,
we gotta build a.
We gotta see if I can grab this picture real quick, Andy.
All right, so here. All right, here's the challenge. We have to build an offense from the current Wager Talk handicappers that will
put this guy in. Put this guy in, Andy. Look at that beast with the pink glove. That was
that's pretty good. Andrew McGinnis at tight end. That's pretty good. I mean, we got to go quarterback. Who's quarterback?
I feel like Teddy covers. Calm, cool, collected. I think you could do pretty well with Teddy covers under center. And obviously, how do we work Prez in? Because if Prez isn't on the team, he's going to be pretty. I mean, do we hit Prez with the water boy status? I mean, he plays hockey. He's a grinder.
I was going to say
maybe a slot corner.
I say take Ralph out of the slot and put Prez and Brian Power as 2 of our receivers.
How do we forget? It's Ranieri at quarterback. Joe Ranieri is the lock at quarterback.
Ranieri's pretty good. Crack at center. I like that. Pointing out blocking assignments. That's pretty good.
He's going to use his brain, Andy, and a center needs a brain. So I like that. Crack using the brain at center.
I am the kicker. Why? Because I actually did kick. So
nice.
Yeah, I had a 48-yard field goal in a game once. So I will be the punter and the kicker. Trig we got to get some offensive linemen. Maybe Marco at left. Wait,
I'm sorry, Marco. Although
we got to protect Teddy's blind side.
Marco's looking a little svelte.
We got to protect Teddy's blind side. Who's good at that? Actually, Gianni Detroit does a lot for us. I want Gianni Detroit protecting.
Gianni Detroit is a great left tackle. And it's like, he's a little undersized. The athleticism's going to be there. And he ain't letting nobody touch our quarterback. I know that much. Johnny will stab you before you touch our quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. I got to think Kelly's got to be the coach, right? I mean,
you don't want Kelly to be the coach if you're the kicker, Andy. We'll never kick. Kicking is for losers. If Kelly is the coach, you ain't never getting on the field, Andy. So
I may not even get a jersey. Lang, sit this one out.
You got to comment below. Let us know what's your starting lineup for the Wager Talk football team. And how many? Give us our over under on how much we would score on the Bengals defense. I like us to at least get 1 TD on the board.
We can get there. Yeah, Jesse's got to be on the offensive line. He's
a stud.
Body
he literally his when he lifts, when Jesse is lifting weights, his goal is to beat the bench press record that Derrick Henry set at the combine. Like he's flat out said, like, that's my goal. He's a dog. You put Jesse on both ways. Two-way player. Have him be an edge rusher. Have him
Travis
be a pulling
Hunter.
guard.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
That's great. That's great. This is a great topic. We may have to do this. What's going to be funny is like when like people are Johnny's like, why does everyone say I'm at left tackle? What happened? Or when people, this is great. So, all right, Dan, it's time for you to go record. Thank you very much, everybody. Absolutely fantastic chat today. You guys crush it. Leave in the comment section who's what position on our NFL team. We're trying to put together an offense that can score on the Bengals. Thanks very much for joining us. What a great football Friday. Gianni, Marco, and Teddy. Drew is the offensive coordinator. Is great. Yeah, that's good.
We'll be stuck here all day, Andy. This is too good. This is too good.
We got to go. Yes. Yeah, we got to go. All right. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Thanks, everybody. Let's have a big weekend. We're going to do it again on Monday. Good luck on your bets this weekend. Take care.